We're gonna do something a little bit different now because we've done a lot of flooding. So now we're gonna do a little wet on wet leopard print.
We're getting into the leopard?
We're going to
We're
the
unleashing
leopard,
the
okay?
leopard.
So this is where things are gonna get a little wild as advertised. So,
Whoops.
I think that just... Oh, thanks,
Clicked off.
Jadine. Jadine can answer anything for me. She's a world of information. Yes, I stand while doing this. It's just I'm more comfortable standing. I'm a bit of a I have a hard time sitting. Yeah, Nick sits. Oh, are we on that camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a hard time sitting. I prefer standing. Okay. So the cookies we just did are in the dehydrator, and I'm getting set up here for our leopard print. So this color here is an interesting one to make. This is a combination of 3 brown tones, well, one sort of yellow tone. So this is warm brown, gold, and ivory. So a combination of those 3 got me sort of this camel. Oh, here we go. Camel brown. Yes. Okay. Cookies look like they're all from a warm place and a cold night. So on a cold night, so much fun. How are you, Kelly? Do I stand on a mat? No. I've actually got slipper socks on tonight.
That could be a good investment, a little shock mat.
Yeah, a little mat would be handy, but no mat. Okay, so we're gonna get this one going here. We've got the same shape, but we're gonna do a different design now. Oh, am I on right now?
No.
On there? Oh, okay.
Am I on?
Okay, so we're gonna get this one open. Again, we need to have all of our colors ready because this is a wet on wet. So we've got this sort of warm reddish brown, and then we also need black for this design. So we're gonna cut open the black, and again, when you see that little tip of the bag, just throw that on the floor so it doesn't end up on your cookie. Okay, let's go. So for this one, I feel like we're going to outline it in black first, okay? So you already saw the shape, but this is different design, okay? So keeping things interesting. So now that we know how to outline, let's go and get this done a little bit quicker so we can get on to some interest here for you. Okay, so now I'm at the point where I'm letting it drop all the way around the cookie. I actually have a little bit of airbrush planned for tonight too, if you can believe it. I'm not even sure what time it is.
It is 10:30.
Okay, I seem to ask around that time every time. 10:30. Sorry, my hand is probably totally in the way. That's what I did last week. That's what I'm trying to not do, but anyways. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop off this little build up there. Okay, so let's get to the interesting part. How long ago did I mix the colors? What time was that? 7:30?
Yeah.
Probably around 7:30 I was mixing colors. Oh, great. You guys are talking about the Pico. Perfect. Everybody here is always so helpful about where you can find different supplies and whatnot. So thank you. Okay. So at the ready, we have the black and sort of that warmish red brown. But first of all, we're going to flood this cookie in. I'm not going to take a lot of time explaining the flooding process this time because we're doing a wet on wet technique that we need to work on fairly quickly. I actually really like this. I feel like if I looked good in this color, I'd probably wear it. But this is probably the worst color for me to wear because I'm so pale. I would just disappear. But I love this color. Okay, so I'm not explaining the flooding right now too much because I just want to get it filled in so I can explain the technique that we're going to do here. So I'm doing it a little bit quicker here. I thought the black outline would look kind of sharp because it is a bit of a funky kind of theme we're doing tonight. And just the addition of that little bit of black around the edge, I feel like gives it a little bit of pop. Okay. Jadine, you don't look good in camel color either. Yeah, it's a challenging one to wear. Okay, so now I'm just going to go in and sort of do these little bits here. I don't want them to be complete circles. I want them to be kind of different shapes. Some are more rounded. Just, it's, we're not looking for polka dots here. Might look like polka dots to you. No, they look kind of odd shaped, I think. Some could be just little dots. This would also work really well for like a giraffe.
Yeah.
These colors would work really well for that. But we're not going for a giraffe. We're going a little more wild. We're going for leopard. Okay, so I'm going to start with that, and then I've got my black ready. Yes, Moira, we were talking about camel colored icing. Okay, so now with the black, I'm going to do a couple different ways of outlining these pieces. Some of them I'm just going to do sort of little bits on either side, 2 little pieces. Some of them I'm just going to kind of roughly go around. And I'm going to kind of switch up the direction of these side pieces. I'm going to go right around that one. And again, this is just sort of my take on it. This is not exact interpretation, but I mean, that's pretty much what we do, is just our interpretation on things. So it's just kind of something different. Like, I just did this print for the first time last weekend. I don't remember ever having the opportunity to do sort of an animal print quite like this. It looks a tiny bit more orange on your screen. It's a little more tan than what I'm seeing on my screen. So this is why we have to act quickly, is because we don't want that icing to crust over before we can get, yeah, like cheetah. That is more like cheetah, I guess.
Definitely. Hey, Justin.
So I have to pay attention to the cookie here for a minute because it's already starting to crust over. And when that happens, you can't get the colors to sort of melt in together like we are ideally wanting them to do. So I don't want all of them to have the black outline. I'm going to leave some. I might even go and put a few more. What do you think, Nick? It's looking pretty good.
I'm liking it.
You like it? So I'm not doing any complete circles around these bits. I'm sort of either doing 2 lines on either side or sort of doing like a U, messy U shape around it. We're going to outline all these, even though I said I wasn't going to. And then I'm going to go and add in a few more spots. Where's my little scribe? So when it starts to crust over, this is what happens, is you get these little pieces that stick up. And we don't want that to happen. So I have to work a little bit quicker here. I find with the vents above me here, things dry much quicker than what I'm used to. So now I'm just going to go and put just a few little odd bits in here. And then with the scribe tool, I'm going to kind of poke them down a little bit. I hope you guys are liking this kind of different bit of a theme tonight. It'll all come together in the end, hopefully. Okay, and then I think it needs a little bit more. So, hello Mitzi, how are you? So nice to see your name come up. Okay, so then I feel like it just needs a little bit more. Again, I don't want these. Oh, you like it. I don't want it to be black polka dots. I just kind of want it to be odd little spots here. And it's quite crusted over already, which is crazy fast. Yeah, I can feel when I say crusted over, if you're new to decorating cookies, like a couple of you mentioned tonight, crusted over is when the icing starts to dry and you can't move it around anymore at that point. When it does start to crust over, you're that's the way it is. You like that? Thank you. Oh, maybe next week Nick can find some animal print to wear.
I got tons.
Okay. All right. So I think we're going to have to leave that. But do you like that? Does everybody like that one? Again, this one's new to me, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to share with you tonight in sort of a more of a Jen style. I like to do things a tiny bit different when I can. So, okay. So there's that one. Let's see. I think we're going to check on our cookies. Oh, thank you. I'm going to check on my cookies in the dehydrator. We're just going to do that one with animal print, and we'll get back to the other cookies because I want to make sure we get them done. So, you never thought to do animal print on a cactus? Aw, thank you. Do you know what? When you're looking for inspiration, don't always just look at cookies. Look at things that are kind of seasonal or things that you enjoy looking at, and you never know what you're going to come across that's going to inspire you to do a design on a cookie. So broaden your horizons a little bit and don't just look at cookies. That's a tip there for you. Okay, so you like it? Thank you. So I'm going to go over to the dehydrator and bring out at least one of those cookies we're working on, and I'll be right back. I won't be as long as last time. I'll be right back.